Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here. Time for another Movie Phantom's horror review. This week, we are doing Maximum Overdrive. We're not doing Raw Deal. I know you guys want me to do a Raw Deal review, but no Raw Deal. Maximum Overdrive and The Mummy's Curse. Inside the Mummy's box set. So let's get into this. Let's do this. Let's tear this up. We're going to do 1986's Maximum Overdrive, Stephen King's only directorial movie. What can you say about this movie? I'm going to be honest with you. First time I watched it, did not care for it. Just did not care for it. Didn't hate it. I wasn't just like, But I just remember watching it going, and that's a problem with me. I became one of those, I hate people like this, and I was exactly like this. Pretentious people who read books and then watch a movie based on a book and then they bitch about it because it wasn't like the book. Because, whatever. Movies should be viewed as what they are. Movies. That's it. You shouldn't even try to compare it to anything else. So, I went through a phase, and the bad thing is when you try to adapt a short into a feature-length film, you're going to lose a lot of shit. Not really lose shit because it's so short, but you're going to lose, I guess, the feeling or the atmosphere, maybe. Because if you read, like, Children of the Corn, it's not like the movie at all. Graveyard Shift, same thing. I mean, these are all short stories that were stretched out to, a 90-minute film or whatever. And, yeah, I mean, that's all there is. So, when I watched it, I was just like, oh my god, like, they made it so cheesy. Because if you read the book, it's very dreary, dreadful. The atmosphere is just very... there's a sense of dread. That's what I'm looking for. The word I'm looking for. And you watch this movie, it's very campy and goofy, and you're like, what the fuck happened? Now I watched it again later on down the road, and I was like, oh, well, not bad. It's a little better this time around. And this time around, third time watching it, I probably didn't watch them all together, it's been spaced out, whatever. I must say, I enjoyed it. I really do. Maximum Overdrive. The basic plot is an asteroid or a meteorite or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's passing over the Earth. And it's got it passed through some kind of, I don't know, it's got something on it, some kind of green shit. And it basically, much like when the satellite that came back from Venus had some radiation on it and it made the dead rise and not living dead, this is making trucks go nuts. That's one problem I had with it, was the fact that it makes all electronics go crazy. It makes everything from like microwaves acting up or whatever. Arcade games are freaking out. They had a little fucking knife, electric knife, carver, whatever you want to call it. It's flipping out and shit. Semi-trucks going insane. They're the main protagonists for the most part. It's these big trucks. Even a little tiny, like army jeep thing that has a machine gun mounted to it. But for some reason, cars aren't affected, and I don't get that. Like, what's the logic there? That to me is a big plot hole. That's a big gaping hole when everything else is going haywire, no matter what the size is. We see massive semis all the way down to a little knife or whatever, ATM machines, but a car just isn't at all. Like, there's not one car in this whole movie that goes crazy. I don't know, kind of weird, I think. But anyways, they're all going haywire, going ape shit and shit like that, and just a group of people basically they're stuck in a truck stop diner, and they are now surrounded by all these trucks. And then what do you do? Fucking has Emilio Estevez in it. Love me some Emilio. He has one little earring in because he's fucking cool, kind of half shaved. And guess what? He has a criminal past, but he has a heart of gold. He's doing things for the right reasons. How do you not love this guy? How do you not love this guy? It also has a very annoying Yardley Smith. For those of you who aren't familiar with Yardley, you would know her best as Lisa Simpson. That's right. You want to see what Lisa Simpson looks like? You watch Maximum Overdrive, and you will see her as the little annoying chick. I think her name's Connie in this. And, she gets my nerves. Maya loved her. Maya was, like, laughing every time she would be like, oh, my God, these crazy things. I was just like, it got on my nerves. I don't want to, but, for some reason, I'm still kind of rooting for her. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to see her die, I guess. I hope she survives with everybody else. this movie is highly campy. Now, from what I've read before, and it's weird because I read it before and I tried to look it up this time and I couldn't find any article that said it, but apparently like the initial cut of this thing was very graphic and much darker in tone, and they made Steven cut out a lot of shit to get what we have now. Mostly the kids got wiped out, like whenever there's a scene where a Coke machine, which this is like the dumbest thing ever, there's a Coke machine. There's a scene similar to this in Tommyknockers, where a guy gets his arm caught in the Coke machine, and he gets locked, and then it blows up on his ass and everything. And that seemed really frightening for some reason to me when I was younger. But this scene right here, it's just like, there should be no reason this thing should kill any of these kids. They're at a baseball game, and they're all, they just won, or it doesn't matter. And Coke's all around! And he goes up to the, thing, and he's put a quarter in, didn't work, or whatever, and he looks down at it, and dude, he gets blasted with Coke. Now that, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'll get the fuck out of the way. But he gets like pelted 3 times, fucks him up, and he's dead. But the other kids come up, and they're getting hit by the Cokes. Now, it's not like the Coke machine's swiveling. He's, bam, stationary, and he can only shoot it out of one area. So that's one spot you just have to not be in front of. And in that scene, and of course they didn't show any of the kids really getting gruesomely killed. Like, you see them get like hit in the back or whatever and they go down. And we're to assume that it was so powerful it fucking kills them. But there's like 3 or 4 kids in its line of fire. And I'm like, did you not just think to even just maybe sidestep a little bit? They're just running straight away like, holy shit, he's throwing, oh, I can't believe I got hit. Shit like that just really bugs me. I'm like, I'm sorry, the killer Coke machine should not even have worked at all. One, you get hit once. The jackass who's trying to get the Coke out. Boom, I understand that one. I shouldn't even call him jackass. He don't know. He's Coke's about to kill him. It's the 3 or 4 other kids who are walking up, and then even like the main kid, like there's a kid who's like the main kid, who literally, if they're shooting, and he's behind debris and shit, and he's trying to like get out, but he's not running away. Like, you just go 5 feet over, he can't hit you anymore. Shit like that was kind of just goofy as fuck. But, like I said, watching it this time around, I liked it a little bit more. I didn't take it quite as serious. There are certain scenes that I think really do have a very King feel to them, because, especially the first half of the movie, when everybody, because, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, the machinery or trucks, whatever. And especially the way he showed it. Like I said, the ATM calling him an asshole, which is a great scene, because it's funny as fuck. But it's hard to be like, well, that could never happen. But I'm like, yeah, it could. And I think if it did happen, we would be in that kind of like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what's wrong with these crazy things? And then they would, that's how you get killed. And so there's a lot of scenes where you just be like, like the kid or somebody just walking around, and there's just dead bodies or a lot of blood or whatever the case may be. Some deaths are kind of like, what the fuck? Like one girl, like she's strangled by her curling iron or her hairdryer or some shit, and you're like how did that even happen? Like, are they allowed them? I don't know. So there's a lot of shit like that. So like I said, some of the tone's good. Like some of it actually felt like you were like, straight from a King novel, and it actually felt like, I don't know, it had the same feeling. But then a lot of times it was just a lot of goofiness and shit. So, to me, the movie, I like it. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I'm giving it, it's for a killer car movie or a killer vehicle movie. It's up there, I guess. Out of like the 7 that actually exist. It's no Christine. I'll tell you right now, it is no Christine. In fact, it's not even a car or the car. It's a solid 3, I guess, out of those 3 right there. Sorry, excuse me. To me, it just seemed like they should have got out of the diner quicker, like. Because in the book, how the book ends is, it just ends very open-ended. It ends pretty much like, the movie actually covers the ending of the book, but then of course the movie continues. In the book, basically, the ending comes when they decide to go ahead and start refueling the vehicles. Like, fuck it, they've won, let's just fucking refuel them and everything else. And this where the book ends. And this goes on. Now, I feel like up until that point, the movie's okay. It seems like after that, it just gets a little ridiculous. Their big plot to get away, I felt like they should have done that a long time ago. Especially since Emilio and them already left through the sewer once before. It seemed like, how did you guys not realize this do this right off the bat? They went out because they thought the Bible salesman guy was still alive, and he was, on for help. And of course, they're like, well, you gotta help him. So they already went out that way, found the kid, and came back in that way. So it's just kind of like, why didn't you try that, sooner? But whatever. And And then the ending it's just really just cheesy, ridiculous. Like, it's just like yay, we're on the boat. I'm like, they can still kill you out there, right? Like, I'm assuming power boats are still, and I'm sure there's gonna be like a military boat that has a machine gun attached to it as well. You guys are still kind of fucked, really, but whatever. For the movie, it's a happy ending. And then, of course, the comet was like only going to pass for a certain amount of time. So once it leaves, and they tell us this in text that it's okay. Once the comet's gone, everything will go back to normal. And apparently it does. That's what the text says. Everybody lived happily ever after, so we're okay. So yeah, check it out. It does have the score by AC/DC, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Certain scenes it works really good. In fact, if you guys remember, the soundtrack was the actual CD Who Made Who. You get a lot of songs on here, and I'm a big AC/DC fan, so I'm good with that. It's all good. But there are certain scenes where it'd be like, something would pop up, and you just hear like this guitar, and it's just like, and it didn't feel right. Like, I'm just like, But once again, when you go to AC/DC, like, hey, can you score a movie? You're to expect some weird, just. It's like replace Psycho with electric guitar, I guess. It's just dun 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 dun. It was just certain scenes like that was weird. But there are certain scenes that I like the music to it. So like I say, it is a mixed bag. It was a mixed bag. But has AC/DC went on to do any more movies? It's like Stephen King's directing career was dead, and so was AC/DC's scoring career as well. It's okay. They went on to make some more albums, so they're all right. And King went on to write a bunch more books too, so it's all right. Now, I read an interview recently with Stephen King. I guess he was completely coked out of his mind during the entire production. Not just the production of this movie. I mean, I guess it was a big period of his life where he's just like cocaine and writing books, and that's what he did. And so he literally says he don't remember a whole lot of what went on here. At one point, he would always say when people ask him, you want to direct again? He'd be like, no. And when they'd ask him why, he'd be like, just watch the movie. Which I love. He's being a little hard on himself, but at least, he does realize that it's not a great movie. But he did say not too long ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, that he would like to get back behind the camera again. I would let him, because I feel like, I think he actually, I think he can bring it to it. So yeah, overall, Maximum Overdrive, thumbs up. I'm sorry, I laughed because I keep seeing Schwarzenegger there from Raw Deal. It's a weird combo. It's like they literally because one, granted, I mean, it has action-esque scenes in it, but it's like Maximum Overdrive would clearly be in the horror section, and then Raw Deal being the action. It's almost like they had all these movies paired up. They're like, we got all the horror movies paired up, and we got all the action, and they're like, we got one left over from each, and they're like, fuck it, put them together, and that's how we get this weird combo back. But yes, so Maximum Overdrive, thumbs up. Not the greatest, but it's not bad. Like I said, I don't want to make it sound like I'm being too negative, because I do enjoy the movie. It was enjoyable to watch. It definitely has flaws. So, and up next we got The Mummy's Curse, going back to 1944. God damn. For some reason we're now in Louisiana, because and it's weird because I don't know if there's ever. I know at the end of, I think it's The Mummy's Ghost. I could be wrong, or Mummy's Hand. Which, there's 5 Mummy movies, but the first Mummy movie is not really associated with the other 4, technically. Because that's Imhotep, but then the Karras Mummy movies are these 4 right here. But somehow they always lump them together, there's 5 Mummy movies, and really it's like, well, yeah, but they're... the first one was made, then the second one was almost like a complete remake of that one, and then that storyline continued. But anyways, at some point they do... here's the thing. When I bought all these collections, I was just kind of watching a bunch of them at once. I was just kind of like, let's watch this one now. So a lot of it runs together. Now, for me, for some reason, the Draculas and the Frankensteins, they stand out just a little bit more than the Mummies. For some reason, the Mummies all blend together. Now, all I can remember was I liked Curse of Mummy. I liked the first Mummy. So, the first and last one are 2 that I really liked. I want to say whichever one the second one was, which I'm going to cheat real quick. Sorry. The Mummy's Hand was actually part 2. Okay, I remember kind of liking it, and I couldn't tell you about the Mummy's Ghost or the Mummy's Tomb. Those 2, I really don't remember much about them, because I just watched them all at once, and honestly, I didn't remember much about this one. I just remember I liked it, though. I remember thinking, I remember liking it, so let's review it. So I rewatched it, and I don't remember how they got to Louisiana. I know they get to the Americas at some point. I want to say they're in Massachusetts at some point in the series. And at the end of the last one, which would have been Ghost, or Curse, sorry, no, Ghost. At the end of Ghost, the mummy takes the girl who is the reincarnate of, Princess whatever, and he takes her and he walks to a swamp. But then somehow in this one, now we're in Louisiana. I don't get it. But anyways, in this one, they're building down there in Louisiana, and they're trying to drain the swamp, and they have awakened the mummy. And now he's and basically he's just trying to reunite with his lost love, who's also just kind of lost. I mean, not only she lost his lost love, she's also lost in the swamp somewhere, and he's just trying to find her. That's all he's trying to do. His whole mission, this whole movie is just trying to find his old lady. And that's pretty much it. And then just the people trying to react to that, I guess. The movie itself, it ain't bad. It has Lon Chaney as the mummy, which I want. Speaking of Stephen King being coked out of his mind during Maximum Overdrive, apparently Lon Chaney was just drunk the entire fucking time of this movie, to the point where I guess there's a scene where the mummy's carrying the girl. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names right now, but he's carrying her. And I guess in real life, I guess he was just fucking stumbling all the time, and she was worried because I guess there was a harness that was connecting them together or whatever to help out, but if he fell, she's falling too, and I guess she voiced her concerns, and they went ahead and brought in a stunt double. So a lot of the scenes in this movie, if you see him carrying somebody, it's someone else. It's not Lon Chaney because he was too drunk to do it, apparently. Which I thought was just funny because I'm like, fuck it. It's fucking Lon Chaney. So anyways, yeah, so they're draining it, and then, the mummy comes back. I don't remember, because once again, I've seen them all, but my brain's just fuzzy when it comes, because there's not really a whole lot that differentiates one from the other, in my opinion. But in this one, did the mummy always have one arm up here? Like, his arm only worked once to pick her up and carry her, but it's like the whole movie, he literally has one arm like this, and then he just comes there and he just slowly stumbles to you and he chokes you out. He kills like 4 motherfuckers in this movie with the same move. He's just like, I will choke you out, and that's it. It's great. But anyway, so that's what you get action-wise in this movie. To me, though, there was some creepy visuals. And I don't mean like, oh my god, this is scary and I don't want to watch it creepy. But just to me, it just seemed a little off-putting, I guess. And it's a scene where, once again, you got one archaeologist who is trying to, you get a construction guy who's trying to drain it for what, I forget, they're building something or whatever. But you got an archaeologist, because there's a legend, and the legend of the Mummy series is like what they're referring to. And apparently this takes place 30-something years after Ghost. So this is technically taking place like in the 70s or whatever. Or maybe even further up, because I think one of them takes place like, 40 years after, like they're all in a fucked up timeline. So like, I mean, we may be like in 95 by this movie, I think, or something like that. So I mean, it doesn't matter, because it's clearly all the 40s. But so you get the construction guy building whatever, and he's wanting to drain it. Of course, now instead of having like superstitious villagers, you just got superstitious town folks. Like, all these Louisianians are just like, nope. All these Cajun guys are like, nope, there's a ghost out there. We ain't gonna fuck with it. The mummy. Yeah, dude, the one guy had a line. It's great. It's something like the mummy's on the loose and he's dancing with the devil tonight. I love that for some reason. I just thought that was great. Very stereotypical black people in this movie. It's very offensive when you watch it today, I guess, but I still get a chuckle. Sorry. But anyways, so you got that construction guy. We get the archaeologist who is following up on this ledge and he's trying to undo. Of course, you got the one Egyptian guy teamed up with him. In these movies, you just can't trust Egyptians because they all stab you in the back. Now, I'm not saying that's what we do in real life. I used to work with an Egyptian guy. He was a really cool guy. I don't think for a minute he stabbed me in the back unless if he was actually working for the mummy, but I don't think he does. In this movie, though, you can't trust the guy, and sure enough, he does screw everybody over. And he got his own plans. I don't know what the fuck his plan was. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what his end game was. If he's just gonna, because he tries to resurrect him, and then tries to resurrect her, and he's trying to get like her. Try to give her the tea, or I don't know. It's kind of a convoluted plan altogether, but you just know he's up to no good. But anyway, so once the mummy's out walking around, there's a scene where, we'll just call her the mummy's bride, because I don't know what the fuck her name was, Anaka or some shit like that, Princess Anaka or something, but she comes out of the swamp. And dude, just the makeup on her looked really creepy. Like, I thought she looked creepier than the mummy did. Because at this point, I don't think Jack Pierce did or if he did, he didn't do like the hardcore, makeup job he did with Boris Karloff back in the original. I think at this point it's just a mask they threw on him and whatnot. But because it was almost like caked on mud, but it just looked creepy as fuck. But she's out walking around. Of course they revive her and she has amnesia and doesn't remember. She remembers. She knows the whole Cars thing and why Carson is after her. But other than that, she's kind of just. And I think that's the girl from the last one too. But once again, these are all blended together, so this is kind of a bad review, and I apologize, guys. The fan does what he can, but sometimes I'm just like. Overall, I did like it. Like I said, once again, it was better than the other Mummy sequels. I probably need to watch them again at some point so I can kind of get refreshed on them. I think the original Mummy is probably the better of the group, but this is definitely number 2. Like I said, it does have some pretty good visuals, but overall, it just seems like it's the storyline just kind of, and it seems very short. I don't know what the length of this thing is, but I just remember thinking like, God damn, that is short. It's an hour and 1 minute. That's 61 minutes. There you go. So, it did go by kind of quick. I ain't gonna lie. I remember thinking how short it was because it's like real quick. But no, overall, I'll give it a thumbs up. It's one of these numbers. If you're not a fan, like Maya just hates black and white movies just because she's racist. No, but she doesn't like old movies. She just doesn't get into them or whatever. So. And in fact, I want to say, I'll call him out too, Simon Terrell, same way. He just does not, with the exception of like Night of the Living Dead, he does not watch a whole lot of black and white at all. He's bored with it and he just can't do it. So if you're not a fan of the old Universal movies, I would say, you probably should avoid it because it's not your thing. I wouldn't try to convert you to it. Because I'm not going to lie, if you already don't like these kind of movies, then there's nothing in this movie that's going to change your mind, I can almost try to make an argument for Bride of Frankenstein or some shit, but this one there's really no argument to be made. If you're not a fan, you're not a fan. But if you are a fan and you do like old school monster movies, check it out. The one thing that did kind of bug me too, this is me bitching again, I guess. There's a huge temple sitting on top of a hill. And this is where like all the bad guys who are plotting to bring terror. I know they're fuck it, doesn't matter. The ones who are doing the plot, the bad guys. There's this huge temple like on top of the mountain, and no one knows about it. It's like it's a mystery to everybody, and like they stumble across it, like, what's this? I'm like, are you fucking for real? There's only like I couldn't imagine Louisiana being very mountainous to begin with, but the one mountain that is in Louisiana, you would think people would know about it, but they don't. It just seems very odd to me. That's just one of those like, but yeah, there you go. Maximum Overdrive and the Mummy's Curse. Check them both out. Nice little double feature though. If you just got like a Saturday night, get your friends together, like fuck it, let's watch some shit we would probably never watch together anyways. And you know what? These are these two movies, and I'll tell you now, you will have fun with them. Get pizza, get some alcohol, sit around and have fun. That's what it's all about anyways. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for today. Till tomorrow.